Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. The Department of Transport has unveiled an ambitious plan to revamp South Africa's passenger rail network over the next 20 years. I'm joined in studio by Engineering News Senior Deputy Editor Irma Venter to take a look at how rail investment could transform public transport. Irma, welcome to Second Take.
Thanks, Mariaan.
One of the big announcements from the rail investment plan was that government is considering 3 new high-speed rail projects. What will this entail, and do you think it is feasible?
I think first of all we must just be clear that these are just proposals. These are projects government is considering. Nothing is firm on the table yet. What they're looking at is a railing between Johannesburg and Durban, between Johannesburg and Cape Town, and Johannesburg and Messina. So obviously this will cater for business and pleasure as well. Also the cross-border movement of people up to Zimbabwe, probably, if you're looking at the Messina link. Now, these will be high-speed railings. We're talking about 300 kilometers an hour. So between Durban and Johannesburg, you look at a probably 3-4 hour journey, which can equal to taking a plane if you consider the time that you need to arrange around a plane journey. So that's government's plan. Nothing is firm yet. They're shopping around at the moment. They say it may be a public-private partnership. It may be a country-to-country cooperation agreement. And of course, this whole issue came from President Jacob Zuma's visit to China, where China expressed interest in building this high-speed rail link with some partners from Africa, from Durban to Johannesburg. So these are the projects on the table, and if I have to think about the projects, I would consider them to be good projects. I mean, everybody scoffed at the Gautrain as well when that was first proposed. So these are kind of a bit of a higher caliber project, so we'll have to see what comes of this. But also, to be fair, I think it may be a better proposition to really upgrade our metro rail service first, and then to also maybe expand the Gautrain that we've already put in place. We can expand that across Gautrain, where we have a high proportion of high-income people that can be able to use public transport like rail service.
Government also announced a plan to look at a commuter rail system from Pretoria to Moloto. What will this project entail?
Well, this project has got a high volume, it's trying to cater for a high volume of bus passengers travelling between KwaZulu-Natal and Tshwane. Now, these buses are actually subsidised by government about 350 million rand a year. So government is obviously trying to slash this. So by putting in a high-speed rail system as well into ferry passengers to and from these 2 city nodes. This comes from a spatial distortion from way back in the apartheid years, where we had a lot of people living outside Pretoria then having to travel into work in Pretoria. The only question coming from this project is, of course, if these commuters can't afford a full-priced bus ticket now, will they be able to afford a full-priced train ticket? It will be a very expensive service to put in as well, and I don't think government should necessarily think we're not going to subsidise this anymore. But again, it's a good idea. It's got high volume of passengers travelling. Buses are eroding the roads at the moment, and there are high volume of accidents actually on the Moloto road. So this is again a good project.
Finally, there's also talk about big investment in new rolling stock. Can you talk about that?
I think this must be the first priority of the Department of Transport. I think this is a very important project. This is an 18-year, 95 billion rand project to put new rolling stock in for Metro Rail. PRASA operates the Metro Rail system. And Metro Rail is in desperate need of new rolling stock. I mean, we need new locomotives and new coaches. They've refurbished again. So obviously we need some new rolling stock coming into the system. We need some new signalling system as well, some new rail systems, actual rails being put in. So we need all of this infrastructure. So I really hope a Cabinet approves this. It's supposed to go to Cabinet for approval this month, and then the Department of Transport hopes to go to market next year. So hopefully this will be a priority for government to really put in this new rolling stock for the commuters of South Africa.
Irma, thank you very much. That is the Second Take show for this week. Thank you for watching, and join us again next time for more news analysis.